All right, we are live and we're about to get into our spoiler review for the latest Chucky episode. Obviously, we're a little far behind a little bit behind because that was last week and tonight's episode is going to drop. So I didn't want to fall too far behind. I do want to disclose, though, from my audience, if I look weird or awkward, it's because I cannot move my neck. I have a severe stiff neck, and the cold weather is definitely not helping. So if I look awkward, I apologize. But like I was telling Juwan, because he even said, "Why are you doing this?" It's because I didn't want to fall too far behind. We got this episode dropping tonight. We got Hawkeye dropping Wednesday. I got an Eternal spoiler review I want to get out. So let's just get into it. All right, so Juwan, we were talking. Oh, and by the way, thank you for coming on, dude. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We were talking briefly before we went live,
Hmm.
and you had said, you felt a certain way about this episode. And I also want to correct myself. I think either the stream before or even before that, or maybe even both. I kept saying that we were getting like 10 episodes.
Yeah.
We only have 8. We only have 2 episodes to go. So, I do want to correct myself on that. But you did say that you're hoping that this next episode is good because you were once again disappointed by this one. So I'm going to let you go first. And just let me know what you thought of this episode as a whole.
It had a promising start with Andy and what's her name hunting down
Yeah, Kyle.
Chucky dolls.
Yep.
I love that. I thought that was awesome because it kind of felt like the beginning of Pulp Fiction.
I would do it 100%, and I that's why I used that photo as the thumbnail because it even like them pointing the guns down on the ground, or towards the camera but pointing it down. That's exactly what it reminded me of was Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
100%. Yeah.
Um and to me, I thought that was awesome. That was a cool way to start it. And then of course you get to back to town where the kids are kind of trying to figure out like what the hell happened. Like Chucky must have switched consciousness and
Yeah.
whatnot. I even love the line. I thought you checked out the doll. Normal. Uh, but I'm like, what do you think? Why would Chucky expose himself in that moment? Why wouldn't he just like, yeah, things are normal? But to be fair, he didn't switch into that doll's body till after she
Right.
had checked out the doll.
Yeah.
Where this episode gets stupid, and we talked about this a little bit, is the teacher getting arrested,
Yes.
right?
Hmm.
Now, anyone that knows the law knows that you have to have like actual tangible evidence, like I don't know, fingerprints on a murder weapon, I don't know, a reason to fucking kill someone. like
Yeah.
so to arrest the teacher was just so perplexing because it's like I would need to know what evidence you have. And I swear I believe one of the things the cop said was you were one of the last people to see her.
Yeah.
And it's like it was a town hall meeting. I'm a teacher, that's my boss. Why do you think in a work setting it's weird that I saw my boss and that I was the last one to have saw my boss? I don't understand that. And here's the funny thing. I was the last person that saw my boss. Because clearly I didn't kill her.
Right.
Chucky did.
Yeah.
So I thought that was stupid. I did like Junior is his name, right? That's what they call him, Junior. What's his name? What's the name's cousin?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I did like that he's kind of just like, you know what? I don't got my girlfriend anymore. I broke up with her. I've always hated my cousin.
Hmm.
My dad's an asshole. I only have my mom. And now my mom needs me more than ever, and I need her. And then obviously which I thought was really weird. You bring your son to your therapy session, but don't bring him in. You make him wait in the car. That's like an hour to 2 hour long session that you're doing for someone to sit in the car.
Right.
So I thought that was weird. I was just like, that's really strange. Because usually your therapist will be like, hey, if it's cool with you, your mom can sit in here if that's okay. So the fact
Yeah,
that
or at least in the building. I mean,
at least in the building.
well, we now know what the reason for that. Had he accompanied her into the building, he would have seen Chucky at least trying to kill her, and we also don't get that dramatic effect of her landing in a windshield of him being in the car. So,
Right.
but I agree with you 100%. Maybe not in the same room, but at least in the lobby.
Yeah. Well, no, to me, in the same room would have made more sense, because think about it. Her whole purpose of therapy was to get through this traumatic experience.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
You know, the whole thing was she didn't have anyone to tell, so she was telling the therapist. But now that Junior knows, bring
Yeah.
him in with you and have that therapeutic moment between the two of you. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so yeah, so you get that, and then obviously Chucky. How Chucky knows where these people are going, I think I'll never understand.
Yeah, I'm not really I don't know, like, where was he?
I
Was
have
he in the
no idea.
car? Was he underneath the car or something like that? I have no idea.
I have
That's the only
no
thing I could
idea.
think of is he just hitched a ride on the car,
I would guess so, but how did
but
he know to go there?
I don't know.
I don't know. So obviously, clearly, spoiler alert, Chucky does kill Junior's mom.
Mhm.
Takes the it's like I don't know what kind of cart, a medical cart
Some type
or
of push cart, a file
push
cart,
cart,
something.
file
Yeah.
cart. And he just rams it right into her. Now, ideally, you'd think, oh, she must have had her back turned.
Yeah.
No, she watched that shit head right towards her and
Yeah.
just sit there.
Yeah. Oh, there's a cart coming at me.
Right. I'm gonna just
Yeah.
stand here in front of this big ass window that I could fly out of. Goodness gracious. So she falls out and she lands on her car,
Mhm.
seemingly face going through the windshield as Junior looks up and is just like, Mom? And it's like, yeah, man, that's mom. That's right through your windshield, bro. So that was obviously another death. And by the way, what's the kid's name? Junior's cousin. I always forget his name.
Jake.
Jake. Jake just has to know in that moment. That's not the time to tell someone like, hey, I don't think your mom killed herself.
Yeah.
I think it was something else. It's just like, bro, don't use words like mom killed her. I'm trying to heal right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't relax. I don't want to hear that. I'm not in the headspace for it. And then of course we get the kids getting the plan of they talk to Andy, and Andy's just like, hey, hold it down. I'll be there as soon as I can. Which, by the way, shout out to the show Chucky, because they have two landmarks from where I was born and raised.
Okay. Nice.
They were coming from Richmond, Virginia,
Right.
where I spent 13 years of my life. And I believe they had stopped in, was it Long Branch, New Jersey? I think it was something of New Jersey that they had stopped at, that they were at. Or maybe it was just Virginia. I could be tripping. Maybe it was just Virginia. Let's keep it there.
Okay.
I was raised in Richmond, Virginia. So I thought that was awesome. That was
yeah.
really cool. Richmond never gets any any love at all. So that was dope. But yeah, Andy says kind of hold it down. So the kids come up with this plan on how they're going to secure the house to trap Chucky and kill him.
Yeah.
Which Chucky, for I don't know how, was foregoing knowing that they were doing this. So he finds an alternative way to get into the house. And then obviously we see the kids try to enact the plan. I love how Chucky's just like, maybe Jake's not the kid I should be going after. Maybe the chick is. Like, she has a lot of hate in her heart. Like, let me make her the murderer. And clearly, Chucky's plan goes awry. Devin's mom comes because she's looking for Devin. She told him specifically, stay home. Don't leave. I'll be back.
Yeah.
But of course, Devin went over Jake's. And long story less long, Chucky pushes Devin's mom down the stairs, and she falls fucking perfectly on her neck.
Right.
Something that I think if you pushed her 800 more times would never happen again.
Yeah. No, that was a perfect fall. Perfect fall.
That's just like, you're just meant to die. Do you know how hard it is to fall on your neck?
I mean, I hope it never happens. That's number one.
Well, yes, but it's just very difficult. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
So that's what I hated. I hated the teacher getting arrested, and really not really being any actual evidence that she did it.
Well, how funny would it be? Remember, a lot of people are theorizing that she has maybe ties to Chucky, or maybe even Chucky's daughter or something like that. I still don't think that's the case. But dude, what if we find out she actually was the killer or helping him out?
That would actually be hilarious.
Yeah. That could be a cool twist.
That'd be a huge twist.
Yeah.
Because we've been saying Chucky's kid is out there, and we don't know where that. Oh no, you said the kid was in someone's body.
Yeah, a regular person's body, but we just don't like both of them are. The boy and the girl are both in a human form
Right.
that we get from the end of Seed of Chucky. We don't know where they are.
That's true.
Yeah,
So maybe one of them is here.
yeah.
And can I just tell you something? You're gonna say like, Jawan, duh, you idiot. I either did not know this or completely forgot about this.
Okay.
I did not know that when Tiffany took over uh her human body,
Yeah, that was what do you call it?
Jennifer Tilly.
Jennifer Tilly. Yeah,
I did not know. So when
yeah,
she's like, "Oh my God, you're Jennifer Tilly," I was
yeah.
just like,
That also happened. Well,
"The
that's another
fourth
thing that
wall?"
happened in Seed of Chucky. Yeah.
Like, is she breaking the fourth
No,
wall?
no.
And
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
like,
She took over the body of what do you call it?
I did not
Jennifer
know,
Tilly.
which is why I appreciate this show showing flashbacks.
Yeah, it helps. It definitely helps.
Because she was a huge Jennifer Tilly fan, Tiffany.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
she's like, I want to be as beautiful as Jennifer Tilly. And I was just like, oh fuck, yeah, okay, that makes sense. That's awesome. Um, but yeah, no, this episode to me, it wasn't bad. I just hated some of the decisions they made.
I agree.
Falling directly on the neck and arresting the teacher with literally again no hard evidence. None. Because the head was chopped off, right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, do you have my fingerprints on the blade?
Hmm.
No, because she didn't touch the blade.
Right.
Do you have a reason for why I would want my principal dead, my boss dead? No. As far as we know, they were on great terms.
Yeah.
So I'm like, none of that makes any sense. It's just so damn confusing.
I agree. Yeah. No. Look, I'll go off of what you were saying. I agree that, and again, unless there's some incriminating evidence that we don't know about,
Right.
unless her fingerprints are all over the rope that held the teacher down in the chair,
Mm-hmm.
or like you said, the weapon. The words were, or the phrase was uttered by the mom. I think it was either the mom or one of the other cops that there were fingerprints at the scene, but it
Mm-hmm.
could have also meant at the school where she worked.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what.
how I took it. But like you said too, like where's the motive? What's the point? Like what conclusion did they come to in order to arrest the teacher? So
Right.
that's where I'm with you on that. I am. But also like you, I did like the very beginning of the show. The way it was shot, the way they just they were try to force him out of and come out of the body, uh and then just start shooting him dead on the floor like that, and then obviously racing away. I thought that was really cool.
Which,
And
by
that
the
poor
way, can I just
yeah,
say really quickly, shooting a gun that close to a child's face
yeah,
is
I know.
probably some of the funniest fucking television
It
I've ever.
was great, and that child is going to be scarred for life. Easily.
Bro, because I'm like, the parents were in such shock. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
what the
Yeah.
what? Like, what is happening here?
Right. I mean, at the same time, though, they had to have seen the doll come to life at one point, and also too, I mean, the doll was bleeding blood. So they got to understand something was going on. So,
Right.
like I said, in every facet, that family and that girl is going to be fucking scarred.
100%. I'm
Uh,
just curious, and I love how Andy's even just like, she's like, what if they call the cops? No one's gonna believe
it's
that.
true.
Like,
It's true.
well, no one will believe the part of you shooting a killer doll.
Right.
Everyone will believe that you came in my house,
Yeah.
and you
Pretended to be
shot
a
a gun,
census bureau.
right? And you shot a gun literally that close to my daughter's face.
Yeah.
I'll believe that for sure.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. So they may not believe the whole doll being alive part, but yeah, you're right. We also get at this in this episode of what do you call it? Jennifer Tilly or Tiffany figures out that Nica has come through, and she's no longer Charles Lee Ray.
Mhm.
She's in her form right now. I love how they're they're playing cards or whatever, and little things were, I guess, making her think something was awry, but at the same time she stabbed her leg, and Nica had no idea. She's like, "Oh, and by the way, I stabbed you a while ago. You have a knife in your leg." So I thought that was funny. I also agree that the way Devin's mom was killed was weak. I'm not saying that we weren't expecting her to die or we wanted her to die because she was a horrible cop, but it was weak. And then also to feed off of what you were saying about Bree, the Junior's mom.
Mhm.
Although it was a cool scene, and like I said, it added effect that Junior was still in the car and he sees his mom fall to her death. But at the same time, I mean, what force could a doll possibly push a cart at you in order to not only push you, but also push you through, I'm assuming to be a several paned window. Like it's got to be a thick window. There's no way that's going to be like a single pane window. So that's got to be some type of force. But let's suspend belief, suspend disbelief just for that brief moment. But I agree with you. She didn't have her back turned. She turned around. She saw the car coming. You could have literally just
Didn't even
moved,
think to move. Yeah.
move like a foot out of the way. The
Yeah.
cart would have
Didn't
missed
even
you.
think
But
to move. She was just like,
yeah. But I will say, from episodes 1 to 6,
Mhm.
and I told you just by the IMDb score, which I really don't really hold any value of, but this was the second highest behind the episode that we haven't seen yet, which is tonight's episode, and apparently that's voted 9.9 right now, which again, I have no idea how since nobody's seen it yet, but I do believe that this last episode that we did see was probably one of my favorites. I do have problems with it. But I do like the fact that we lost two main cast members, or at
Mhm.
least two solid cast members that have been in each episode.
No, they remain. They
Yeah.
remain. Yeah, they remain.
And I do like the fact, like you said, that Chucky's kind of like reverting his attention to Lexi now, no
Right.
longer going after Jake or whoever. I also had a problem with that though too. They're booby trapping the house. And also, by the way, I do want to mention. I don't know if you've seen the movie Cape Fear, but this whole episode was big nods to the movie Cape Fear. It's there was an original film that happened years ago or decades ago, but then that was just remade. I want to say 1991 with Robert De Niro. I never saw the original, but I did see the remake with Robert De Niro in '91. If that is in fact the year it came out, which was a good film, but I believe Nick Nolte's in it as well. But so there was a lot of nods. In fact, the name of the episode is called Cape Queer. It was a little weird, but I understand. When I first saw the name of the episode, I was like, "What the heck is this? Cape Queer?" What? Like, all right, I get Don Mancini's gay,
Right.
but I didn't understand why. But now I understand because of the references to Cape Fear.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Yeah. So, I still don't get it, but okay. So yeah, there were a lot of nods to Cape Fear in this film.
And I will say, Devin's mom dying, I mainly didn't like because I'm like, this is a perfect time for her to see, like, oh shit, it's been a doll this whole time.
And that's the frustrating part because she finally does see it, and then she gets killed.
And then she gets killed.
Yeah, yeah. Because I did also think that too when she first. So when she comes to the house and she sees the Chucky doll, I'm like, all right, finally, here we go. And then like, oh shit, she's dead.
Right. That's why I'm like the perfect person. And now, you don't even have anyone like who's the next cop to come in to finish this off.
Not only that, now who gets blamed for her death? They're gonna put it on the kids.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. This is like the millionth person that has died in close proximity to Jake.
Yeah, I know. But here's the thing now, too.
Point, someone's just gonna go, wait a minute.
But here's the thing now, too, though. Now you got her son there at the scene of the crime. There's no way he's gonna, he obviously he's gonna say, no, that's not who killed my mom.
Right.
I know who killed my mom, but who's gonna believe? Like you said, and there we come to that issue again. Who's gonna believe not only kids, but something as outrageous as a story of a killer doll?
Right.
But I'm assuming by this episode coming out tonight, I'm assuming we're probably going to get Andy and Kyle. They have to have been reaching, it doesn't take that long to drive from Richmond, Virginia, up to
7 hours.
Yeah, up to New Jersey. So they have to make an appearance by this next episode, I'm assuming.
Yeah, because it was daytime.
Yeah.
When they called. And it was nighttime when these events happened.
Exactly. Yeah. So and also too, we got Tiffany or Jennifer Tilly buying the old Charles Lee Ray house when he was a child.
Yep.
So you have that. You have her holding Nica hostage. So there's a lot of things that are still going on with those characters. And I'm curious to see what's going to happen with that. So yeah, look, this episode, now that I know it is the penultimate episode, and I bring this up all the time with every series that we watch, I
Mhm.
know the finale is usually big, but sometimes the penultimate episode even gives you even more.
Right.
So I am very curious to see what they do tonight, and I'll probably watch it, or I'll try to watch it tonight live, because I do have a lot going on tomorrow. And like I said, we do have Hawkeye dropping tomorrow, first 2 episodes. I'm
Mhm.
not even gonna be able to watch those until tomorrow night. So I got a busy day ahead of me tomorrow. So I'm gonna try to catch tonight's episode actually live. But I am very interested, especially like I said, we only got 2 episodes to go.
That's it.
And there was a lot of things that happened in this past episode, and that's kind of why I do like it. I may not agree with the way they've done it or the direction that it went, but um, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. It was an okay episode. I still think it was probably better, especially the last two that we got. Or should I say last three? I definitely favor this one a little bit more.
My
And
favorite is still episode 1.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. That's probably my second favorite episode. I do like episode one.
Yeah. It's high.
Because we had talked about how many, week after week, we're like, all right, when is it going to pick up? I feel like it's going in the wrong direction, but hopefully with this, look, as I said, with an IMDb rating of 9.9.
Hmm.
Again, I don't know where they got that, but
Well,
one can only hope that we're going to get a really, really special episode tonight.
that's probably all the media that they probably sent the first season out to,
Got it.
that they got a chance to screen, and they
Okay.
reviewed the whole first season.
Right.
So that's literally the only thing it could be. Um, I didn't even think about doing it because I swear to you, I had no idea if I was gonna like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, the worst thing for me is to jump on something and then have to review it poorly. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd rather just do it weekly with Joe.
Good.
I'm not.
No, I mean, and of course, I'm glad to have you on here weekly. Um, this is a franchise that I've watched since its inception back in 1988. I've watched them all. I've watched, unfortunately, even see the Chucky, which I don't like it that very much. I even watched the reboot, which I didn't find that bad, but again, not connected to this universe.
Right.
And the last two films that I told you to watch because they were direct to video. I didn't expect anything much from it,
Oh,
especially at the Seed
yeah,
of
we
Chucky,
got to do that. I'm
but
gonna
they
do
were really
that by
good.
the next time we talk. I promise
Okay.
you.
No, I mean, it's not really something that is needed for the show. This is something that you should just do if you're a fan of Chucky.
I got you.
Because they're showing you the flashbacks, so they're not really, even with again, something that you wouldn't know because you didn't see the films, but at the end of the first one, Curse of Chucky, we find out that Andy has Chucky's head in a vault and he tortures it.
Right.
We see flashbacks of that in this episode.
Yep.
So they are showing flashbacks, which definitely help the casual audience. So at least they do that. But all right. Anything else you want to say about this episode?
No, just that I can't wait to see how they end it because I'm really
Yeah, I'm curious too.
because Andy's now chopped down almost all the Chucky bodies,
Yeah.
except for this doll and then Nica.
Well, here's the other thing though too that a lot of people are bringing up, and I'm starting to believe it as well. They might have think that they tracked them all down, but there is a possibility. So remember, I can't remember if I don't think it was the episode that we just did. I think it was the previous episode.
Mm-hmm.
You were talking about how Junior and I think even Devin looked like they were either hallucinating, but they saw a Chucky doll running in the hospital.
Right.
We might have multiple Chuckies running around still. It's possible that we had a few Chuckies in that hospital, and that the one that we seen um, at the house, remember he was all burnt,
Mm-hmm.
wasn't the only one. We might actually, and that's how he's getting around doing all these things.
Okay.
So it's a possibility.
So. Yeah, that's very possible. I like that. Okay, I like
Yeah.
that.
So there is that theory as well. So I'm gonna also hold on to that as well. So there might be some other Chuckies that he might have either awoke. I don't know where he got the dolls from. Because the other ones, if you go from the continuity of the films that I'd seen that you hadn't seen yet, if I'm not mistaken, some of them were dismembered. So you would know which one was which.
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I am very excited about tonight's episode because it is the penultimate episode. Next week we got the finale, so I am curious to see how they end it and where they plan to move forward in the franchise, whether it's going to be in a season 2 or another film.
Right, that is
Yeah.
true because you could have warmed us up and then give us a movie. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, dude. You want to anything you want to? Because I know I have your script. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive because I literally just copy and paste each description week to week. So, guys, if you are interested, Jawan's YouTube channel link is in the description below, or the description of this video. So go ahead and please show him some love. But you got anything coming up? I know Tia just did an interview with what's his name? I'm sorry.
Oh, Doug Maroney.
Doug Maroney, right, from the series Hannah on Amazon, but also you know him from a lot of films, including my best friend's wedding with Julia Roberts, one of my favorites. But I know that just dropped. I watched that. Anything else you got coming up?
Well, I just dropped an interview last week with Alan Maldonado, who's co-starring in the newly released This Is Gus SyFy movie on Peacock. He also was a huge character on the series Heels with Stephen Amell. So make sure you guys check out Heels if you haven't, and make sure you go watch Psych 3 This Is Gus. Alan Maldonado, great guy, super fun to talk with, amazing interview, and he is great in both those projects. And he's literally in almost everything else you could think of. So yeah, check him out.
All right, guys. And as far as this channel, I do have a couple of things planned. Hopefully they're tentatively scheduled Friday. Spoiler review of the Eternals. Jawan will be on that with a few other people. I'm hoping at least one other person as well. And of course, this upcoming weekend, we're going to try to do our Chucky spoiler review for this episode that's dropping tonight. And Hawkeye at 1.2, because we got Hawkeye dropping as well on tomorrow. This first 2 episodes dropping tomorrow. So we got something, got some things coming up on both our channels. I do want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving for those of you that live in the States. And please stay tuned for future content. Please like this stream and subscribe if you're not to my channel. And like I said, please go visit Jawan's channel with the link in the description below. All right, guys. Enjoy your holiday, and I will see you all very soon. Jawan, thanks for coming on again, dude.
Absolutely.